Howdy, young scholars. Buckle up, because we're about to embark on a wild, wacky, and downright muddy adventure into the world of settlers moving west to farm during Westward Expansion. Yee-haw. Picture this. It's the 19th century, and folks are looking to strike gold, but not the shiny kind. Nope. They've got their sights set on something even shinier, a piece of land to call their own and grow some mighty fine crops. These pioneers, bless their hearts, hitched up their wagons, loaded them with all the essentials, yup, even Grandma's prized flower pots, and set out on the adventure of a lifetime. Nothing was going to stop them. The journey was tougher than a 2-ton bull. These settlers faced wild rivers, rocky terrain, and more mosquito bites than you can count. But they pressed on, fueled by their determination to claim that fertile land. Now here's where things get real interesting. Imagine city slickers with nothing but fancy clothes trying to chop down trees and build cabins. It was like a comedy show with axes and hammers. But hey, they got the job done, eventually. Mother Nature had her own sense of humor, too. She'd throw hailstorms, flash floods, and scorching heat at these poor farmers, just to test their mettle. But these pioneers weren't quitters. They fought back with their trusty shovels and watering cans. And when those first crops sprouted, boy, you should have seen the excitement. Farmers were dancing in the fields like they'd won the lottery. That hard-earned harvest meant full bellies, trade with neighbors, and the chance to build a community. Now remember, this was way before tractors and fancy gadgets. These settlers had to get creative. They invented all sorts of contraptions to make their lives easier, like hand-cranked seed planters and scarecrows that danced like nobody's business. But life on the frontier wasn't all work and no play. Oh no, sir. These folks knew how to have a good time. They'd organize farming contests with jaw-dropping feats of strength and speed. Ever seen a race between a plow and a chicken? Well, let's just say it's hilarious. Now we can't ignore the bumps on this farming roller coaster. Settlers faced some mighty big challenges, like clashes with Native American tribes and pesky critters snacking on their crops. It wasn't always smooth sailing, but they found ways to coexist and protect their harvest. But you know what? Those setbacks didn't break their spirit. These farmers were as stubborn as mules and as determined as a bull in a china shop. They kept pushing forward, learning from their mistakes, and finding new ways to make their farms flourish. And just like a crop magically sprouts from a tiny seed, these farms grew into bustling communities. Markets popped up, filled with fresh produce, and folks traded goods like it was a 3-ring circus. Can you imagine the sight of chickens bartering with carrots? Pure farm-tastic. But the best part of it all? The sense of community. These farmers weren't just growing crops, they were growing friendships and a whole new way of life. They'd gather round the bonfire, telling tales of their farming adventures and laughing until the cows came home. Now here's the cherry on top, folks. The legacy of those Wild West farms still shines bright today. Those brave settlers paved the way for modern agriculture, feeding not only their own families but also the nation. Their farms became the backbone of our great land. Well, young learners, I reckon it's time to wrap up this barn-raising journey. I hope y'all had as much fun as a pig in a mud puddle and learned a thing or two about those pioneers who turned the Wild West into a farm-tastic frontier. So keep their spirit alive and remember, there ain't nothing you can't achieve with a little bit of grit and a whole lot of laughter.